jump into it right now. All right, guys, here we go. This is round one. This is the very beginning. And as you guys can see, we are here on Ankara. Lazarus starting on the blacklist side up against the Black Dragons.
Usually in the very first round, you just want to check things out, even if you are starting from the blacklist, as Lazarus right now just searching through the bypass into the office side, just in case, because Black Dragons, they do like to reach out to the office.
All right. And going in with everyone. Not a lot of resistance met as of yet.
Ooh, even actions found in the side. B-side was basically open there, going to go straight in.
Now Danimal's really going to have to turn up the defense here, basically alone for now. He needs to hold it off, but he can't. The swarm comes in, and the B site has been taken by Lazarus.
This is rough because Vienna Goken right now with the AWM, they got to take all 5 members down from 2 different angles. This seems nearly impossible.
Especially with everything getting smoked off, not really having the opportunity to walk in, and seems like you got to try and go for it, but with 5 people still alive, I don't know if there's an opportunity here.
Yeah, they're going to try to make it work. As you can see, Goken gets the tag. He actually picks up 2, but there's only 15 seconds left. We'll see if he can make his way in. Loons Niels and, of course, Vi's waiting for it. There's a headshot with the AWM, but there's just not enough time. Not able to get the kill, and Lazarus will take the first round.
That was a huge round for Lazarus to open up, go straight into the B side, and Black Dragons, I think they wanted to test the waters, spread out around the map, and check which side they want to open up with. And Lazarus, they didn't stop. They just pushed right in, which was the perfect choice.
Yeah, you saw an attempt there from Goken, and I think if the situation was a little bit better, it might have been his opportunity to turn, but with everyone still alive, basically too much to ask of him, and looking like they're going to go for a similar strat here, setting up for another offense, but they're ready this time.
Action waiting for it, and Adrian comes over to support. Awesome and Loon's able to trade it back, but immediately Danimal shoots him down, and that's going to do it. Black Dragons will immediately strike back.
This time was slightly easier to read because Goken was actually reaching out to the quarters, knowing that there's no one from A side. They expected Lazarus to come into the office, so they had a lot more information to prepare this time.
Looking like they don't want to go for the same strat 3 times in a row, especially considering the defense. Very nice, but it's again, there the shot on Niels taken down before the defense has really set in. And now Lazarus already on the back foot at the start of this round.
Yeah, Vienna had a really good spawn, running straight into the vent, going for that early easy kill. And Lazarus, since they had no info going into that A long yet, they were pretty late on that timing.
This is definitely comfort zone for Black Dragons. Just picking up that first kill onto Niels, who I believe he is the captain of the team. He kind of leads the charge here for Lazarus. He oftentimes does the interviews as well during the regional qualifiers and that kind of thing. Beyond that, though, he was pushed up in quarters, and the 4-man comes in and gets him, but Goken immediately strikes back.
A good switch between Goken to Med A and B at the same time. Now the backup coming into the central side at the same. Lazarus, I think they want to switch. If they wanted to push, I think they would have used a lot of their smoke and flash already.
Looking to rotate, hasn't been spotted as of yet. And in going the full way around, there would be a way open to B side, but looks like they're not entirely sure whether they want to go for that. Awesome. He's looking.
But Adrian's in that base spot in the below stairs right next to them.
Oh, that's just the perfect lineup. Adrian gonna spray 3 of them down. They had no idea he was there.
And Adrian was hearing their footsteps all the way around.
Really nicely done as well, the patience there from Black Dragons, knowing that it is up to Lazarus to actually push in. Completely unable to really find an opening early on. Already put on the back foot, and then Black Dragons play it out slowly, but very nicely. And again, another shot here right at the beginning. This time it's Goken that finds the snipe on 40. And now Lazarus put into a similar position as the second round.
This is a big pressure down to Lazarus. Black Dragons, of course, they lost the very first round, but other than that, they have been pushing well and controlling the spots really well. And just saying that you still have the control over the entire map. We're pushing into the vent, so you guys have to take time checking all corners before you come in.
Gogan did take a bit of damage and a little bit of a firefight himself, 1v1, but quarters totally swarmed right now by Lazarus. Might be looking for a bit of an A push, but there are 2 people here already. Let's see how they can defend.
And the backups are going to be very late from Black Dragons.
Those shots not necessarily landing in the right spot. Black Dragons had a couple, but immediately Loons and Vise are the ones that pick up the kills and take control of the A site.
What a push from Lazarus, because I think Black Dragons, they were also expecting some vent push to begin with because they were hit by the vent sniper so many times. But instead they directly pushed from A long.
And thus far it's even trades, but 1-for-1 is not good enough when it's to retake that side. Very nice pick off there by Niels. And now it is only Goken again trying to find a turn around here, but with everyone at the ready, I don't think he's going to be able to make it happen. We'll find that kill, but then there comes the secure, and it's tied up 2-2.
Yeah, and that's going to be a rough retake, especially with the AWM. Not able to pick up a rifle and really get anything going there. So very back and forth here, going a 1-for-1 a couple of times in a row. And now Lazarus going for a bit of a strong push into office once again, as Loons does take a bunch of damage.
Yeah, that was Niels actually looking up, flashing up towards the quarters, pretending like they are still going towards A site. But of course, they already made too much noise towards the office. So Black Dragons, they have a pretty good idea, at least 2 or more people in the office side. But not too bad for Black Dragons either, because they lost 2 rounds, but still Goken, who's actually holding a AWM, having 6-2, which is not a bad number to begin with. Usually when they're in lead, when Goken is in big numbers, Black Dragons, they just follow him, and then the teamwork just builds up from there.
Goken also trying to hold mid here. Niels hasn't seen him yet, still threatening on that A side, and Lazarus looking for the opportunity to go in on that push on B.
Yeah, it's a decent amount of information, but Black Dragons are playing very passively here on the site. May look for a retake. Adrian does get 1, so that's a nice trade for him. Lazarus, of course, will basically take the site. They're taking their time with it, but they have control, and it's going to be a 4v4 retake here for Black Dragons.
I think Black Dragons, because there were a couple of smokes and flash already used for quarters, they expected Lazarus to come towards that A site. But made basically no sign to switch over to the other side of the map. And Black Dragons, they do have some time.
Time left. Danimal finds the first kill on Austin.
Ooh, Vise has a nice spot up here in heaven. Vise gonna pick up 3. What a huge ace play, and he gets a 4th with 2 headshots at the end. Vise stepping up huge there to stop the retake.
Yeah, on that base spot on top of B, usually you get 1-2 kills. That's still pretty good, but getting 4 kills in a row, they don't. That's a special spot right there to bring the team up. And usually from the blacklist, you don't lead on this map. Having a 3-2 right now for Lazarus gets so much momentum for them.
And as mentioned previously, it also ties in momentum, especially in an offline setting. Being able to get a couple of early rounds in a situation where you're not supposed to can really throw off an opponent, especially after big plays like that. I'm sure Vise is feeling great as, again, we see the plan come through.
The bomb's coming in here, but Niels not quite able to get as much work done by himself there in center. So now it's going to be another retake onto the B site, but this time around Black Dragons in a much better spot, 5v4, trying to make it happen, but 40's going to come in here and trade 1-for-1.
Still have multiple angles open from the office and also from the GR spot. Wise again, stopping so many opponents.
This guy is having a huge day so far. Goken trying to get in there, but there's just not enough time, and Lazarus pick up yet another win, 4-2 now, as they are dominating.
And there's a consistent pressure coming through here on B side, right? Every time they get the early take, Black Dragons not really able to find that retake, in large part due to how well Vise has been playing, consistently picking up those multis, and this time trying to push through mid here with the rest of his team.
Yeah, usually Black Dragon, one of the best teams reading at the movement of the opponent. But this time, maybe it was because of the first few rounds. They are very far off from reading their opponent where the movement is.
action, kind of jumping out there, looking to stop them on B bottom, but it is not effective. Niels also in a fantastic defensive position up there in heaven. So, this is not looking too good for Black Dragons on the retake yet again. Let's see if they can have a superstar performance.
There's one now. Dynamo and Adrian from the office. They have to make it open right now. If they open B long, and things can be possible.
Niels gets a lot of work done. You see Vice coming over yet again. Is going to pick up the win onto Danimal, and Awesome will finish it off. And we are at 5-2. Lazarus are running away with this one.
And that's already an amazing start coming through for Lazarus here. And Black Dragons, as you pointed out, Chiklev, just don't really seem to be able to read the plays that Lazarus are making here.
No, not at all. Maybe it's a little too early for all the gamers here, but Lazarus is certainly making things... They're actually moving a lot quicker than usual. I think they feel the momentum, feel the speed that Black Dragons are not reading us right now. This is when we need to push. And suddenly changing it up to the A side, not really making too much. They tried this before with fake smoke, so Black Dragons, they can't really feel this 100%.
Yeah, it's a great point you make about Lazarus' play style. Generally, we think about them on Ankara, on Global Risk, you know, playing it back and making great rotations, but I love the aggression. I love the pace that they're setting here for the grand finals so far, and it's effective. It's not what Black Dragons were expecting, and that should be part of the reason why they are winning so strongly here. Lazarus definitely looking to make a push onto A with how they are positioned now.
Even if they're waiting here, it seems like the rope is burning down for Black Dragons because they're the one losing right now in the first half. Stressful times for Black Dragons, but here we go.
In the end, they will be able to take the side, have only given up Vice. Niels taken some damage, but not down just yet.
Yeah, and Awesome actually picked up 2 kills with the shotgun.
Exactly.
So, not the most standard play, but...
Yeah, he's going to be securing that passage. Whoever comes through is going to go down with a shotgun immediately.
Yeah. This is not easy because they know where they are, but actually a nice play in the middle, but still Loons is able to shut it down. They know where the other 2 players are as they make their way onto the site here. Goken with only the pistol and an AWM. Axe with basically no health, but Goken immediately gets shot, and that's going to do it. Lazarus 6-2 as they have multiple rounds in a row.
That's an MVP shotgun right there. that really paid off. And it ties into what we've been saying. It feels like Black Dragon are just not really ready for this new and reinvigorated Lazarus that we're seeing here.
And guys, we do have a technical pause called by Black Dragons, I believe, which does make sense, to be honest.
100%. I was actually expecting this a few rounds before, but to use the pause this early, Black Dragons, usually they don't even use the pause because they've been playing this game for such a long time. They can bring it back within the game, but the fact they're using the pause this early means that something's not right now.
Yeah, already feeling pressured. And yes, there is no audience, but still you're playing in an incredible venue. It's a giant event hall, right? Like there's lights around you. You're not in your comfortable setup. You have a ton of people around you. And it can really, especially in a game that with how Lazarus has been playing is as quick-paced as it has been thus far, can really cost you. And now you're down 6-2 on a side that should favor you.
Yeah, with just a single round in the first half left. I think this is a really good pause before they go into the second half, not just to collect themselves, but to stop the rush from Lazarus right now happening because their firepower right now, even with the shotgun, cannot be stopped. Usually Black Dragons, even if they lose the site, they usually lose a member, and they still retrieve a member back for the retake. But no retake has been done so far.
Yeah, it's been really rough, to be honest. The rounds that Lazarus are winning, they're pretty dominant. You know, Black Dragons have had some decent moments, but it hasn't really been very close rounds. You know, Lazarus are just kind of dominating them, not only in score, but in the way that they are winning the rounds. So Black Dragons, I love that they take the pause. They give it time to change things up, and the way they decided to change it is to get aggressive. Viana in quarters picks up one already.
Going all the way into the boxes as with a rifle, not with a sniper, so that's not as usual. But still wait, a lot more trade happening from a long right here.
And even if this hadn't worked out as well, you also saw the Black Dragon was also trying to flank from the other side. So if Lazarus is going to try to play the same very slow style, where they're just sitting and trying to create pressure, they might have had a very quick rotation, much quicker than what Lazarus would have been expecting.
It's very true. And it seems like the timeout did work very well for them. So they got that tactical pause in. You can see Awesome is trying to make it work 2v4. He shows himself in the air ducts there. And it's going to mean that Black Dragons, they can still hold 2v2, try to win the 2v2 fight here on A. Awesome is going to pick up a kill, though, but Goken immediately trades back, and Goken knows where he is and picks up the kill with the pistol, as we do have it 6-3 at the half.
Yeah, with this with this result, I mean, Black Dragons, they're still not happy. They're certainly not happy about the first half. With the tactical pause, they got one more round, but I think still the momentum is holding on for Lazarus right now.
I do think this is a turning point now. Black Dragons, as you pointed out, Valdez, they look completely different. In this one game after the pause, it looks like they at least were somewhat able to kind of refine their center and try to kind of play more of the style that we were expecting from them, or at least the form. And now if Lazarus can get a couple of these early rounds and really put the pressure on them, that's when I think Black Dragons might crack. But if it's Black Dragons that picks up 1-2 in a row, then I would not be surprised to see them just completely re-sweep and take down Lazarus after all.
Yeah, we'll see how they're feeling here on Blacklist side. Lazarus, GR on Ankara. This is kind of what I know them for personally, and I'm feeling the energy from them coming in strong from the first half. So we'll see if Black Dragons can overcome this, because it is not going to be easy.
Let's see how Black Dragons want to approach either sites, because their power usually comes from fast rotation, the massive firepower and the fragging power when they go into the site. But so because of the first round, they are slowed down massively. Finding first kill, of course, certainly will help, but 2-2 trade here.
Goken kind of going nuts here, getting a couple by himself, pushing in through center, and Viana's going to get the off-angle shot there from the Ducks. And now they're just going on to A.
And this is looking like exactly what I was talking about. Black Dragons actually able to maintain the momentum that they found, use the pulse very well. Now going to be able to find themselves the plan. And looking at the position that Lazarus is in right now, going to be very, very hard for them. Do see Vice trying to maybe go for a long wraparound, but Goken is already covering that angle, and I don't see it really working out for them.
Goken covering quarters, and he's feeling real good today to begin with. Finding all the kills from all angles, even when the team was actually losing hard.
This is not going to be easy. Loons against
Certainly
3.
not.
15 seconds. And they can just play passive on the site and wait for him. Not even able to land those shots. Finally gets one, but there's just simply not enough time. And he will even go down the no-scope there from Goken as he snipes him down from close range. So a good start here after the half. Black Dragons will keep it close.
Goken in particular coming at you, already pointed out G-Clef, but picking up multiple kills, holding down the angles very, very well. And now, all of a sudden, you went from a 2-6 scenario where it feels like the map might be doomed into coming back very, very nicely. Now, of course, can't quite count out Lazarus yet with the defensive prowess on Ankara. But wondering whether we're just going to see the Black Dragons of old is just going to now suddenly run over them.
Yeah, I think it was still down to like 3-6 or 2-6. Lazarus would have just had like 4-man, 5-man defense on A side and get those basically free round win. But right now, because this momentum is slightly swinging towards Black Dragons, they do not want to let the guard down. And certainly Lazarus is a team where they put a lot of those 3-man defense towards A side on Ankara. And Black Dragon surely knows that.
Yep. Still going to be a rotation over towards A here from the Black Dragons, it looks like. All 5 of them hanging around quarters at the moment. And let's see how it does go in as the flash will be thrown, but still no aggression. Loon's going to take a more defensive position here as they wait for the push through the air ducts, and Adrian is going to get it started as the spray will come in, and Loons picks up 2. But that might not be enough. 3v3 here. Danimal going to get a double as well.
Going straight up into the stairs right now. The side is open. One coming from the passage, but Gokin again gets the passage kill. Just one left. And Black Dragon certainly finding a big swing in the second half right now.
Yeah, and ever since that pause, they haven't lost a round yet. And they haven't looked like they were close to losing round yet either, as here again, 40 by himself having to desperately push into 3 people and not going to work out as Vienna finds another kill there. And yeah, after the pause, it's been 3 straight wins for Black Dragons, and whereas it was Lazarus who was able to string them back-to-back previously, they now seem to be on the back foot here.
Yeah, rough times for Lazarus, and so they're going to look to change it up. You know, they're not going for that 3-man stack on A. They're actually getting aggressive here. Down through Office, they're going to spot Action, who one-taps. But Awesome will pick up a kill on the backside. But that's some good information for the Black Dragons, seeing the 3 of them over there. And they will look to reset.
I think this comes from understanding of Lazarus, of their opponent, because Black Dragons, once they go directly into the site, usually they on Ankara, they go for the front yard push and into the passage side towards the B site. And understanding that's a very high potential from Black Dragons, Lazarus just poked into the office first to see if that's happening at all.
And we did see Lazarus rotate 2 people over in an attempt to stop that supposed attack from Black Dragons, but they have gone for the reset and are now pushing through. Only 40 alone on B there. Should be an opportunity for Black Dragons to go in aggressively here with still no one from Lazarus rotating. We'll get almost spotted, but not quite, as 40 is able to find a kill. And that's even for immediate rotation coming through. Danimal is there on the collapse.
Danimal able to jump through. He picks up 2. It doesn't look like they were expecting that. Shuts down the rotation immediately. And he has been on fire himself. Black Dragons as a team, I feel like, especially the 3 that are alive right now, are really turning up the heat. But now Niels gets the 1 headshot. It's 1v2. Let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, Niels really needs to open up, but there's Gokin from B long. That's the real problem that he's going to face. As he can also just go back to the B site, but the bomb, of course, is in the site.
Not going to be enough. Gokin just going to shoot him down with a pistol, actually, at range there. So, not really going well, as we do see a card raised. Maybe that is the tactical pause. I'm not 100% sure, but we are playing. So maybe they want it for the next round. As we've tied it up, as you mentioned, Chroniclers, 4 rounds in a row now for the Black Dragons after the pause.
And it's also the decisiveness with which they're playing and how well they're reading Lazarus, right? They go for the aggression. They're able to trade 1-for-1 when Lazarus goes for that aggressive defense. And then they fool them into thinking they're still going for the A push. There's multiple people. And then when the rotation finally does come through after 40 spots it, Danimal just gets a double and there's no one left for Lazarus to defend.
Yeah, the attacks and rotation in to that B side from Black Dragons was detailed. And Danimal just found the perfect timing at a perfect place, catching those 2 men back up, trying to go into that B side, so that attack worked perfectly. Now again, switching back into the A side, and luckily enough, there's only one A side on top.
This is going to get pretty interesting because it really feels like the tipping point, right? Like if Lazarus can't stop them as it gets tied up at 6, and after they've taken so many in a row, it's really doomed, or at least it feels that way. So let's see how they stop this one. Adrian going nuts again on the aggression as he picks up 2. And he gets extremely low, but it doesn't matter. He already did his job. Black Dragons will secure the ace site again.
And it's just such a dominant show of force here from Black Dragons. Lazarus just unable to match them in any of these skirmishes. Yeah, Awesome finds a return kill, but it is still a favorable position for Black Dragons here. And they would go from a 2-6 deficit to a 7-6.
Yeah, but I like this retake from Lazarus right here. They know that Gokin's out in the passage, so all 3 men coming into the site.
It's not enough. It's just not enough. 40 pushes through. He was the last one left And Black Dragons will now take the lead, and we will have that tactical pause. So now we learned what the card is for. It's kind of cool, and now we even get a timer. So we're kind of upgrading as we go here. And there's a lot to discuss, I think, for Lazarus after the last 5 rounds.
Ice in the veins for Black Dragons, right? You're down 2-6, and you win 5 in a row after a single pause. And I think if you look at the first 2 rounds that they were able to win, they were decent, but they were not quite the dominant show force that we saw in the second half. And then it's also, as pointed out previously, the way that they read Lazarus, who seemed to actually be able to be ahead of the curve on every single play before that.
Yeah, there's you can see it kind of looks like how the Black Dragons looked, right? It's tense faces. Sometimes I felt like when we were looking at the webcams online, it was kind of different. You know, even after a loss, players would kind of be laughing. It was much more relaxed. But now it's like, you know, the map isn't even over, but Lazarus are like, oh man, what are we gonna do? Everybody's really tense, nervous. It's not easy to handle the pressure right now.
Yeah, of course, if you win the set, it's the best. If you win the map, it's the best. But every single round does count, just in case of a tiebreaker situation in the group stage, because you want to get into that top 2 spot of the group to go into that semi. So every single round does matter, even if you lose the map. So you better use the tactical pause than just lose the entire map in a swing.
Yeah, it's not all doom and gloom, and even if as Lazarus you lose here, you did show that, especially early on, you're able to match very well, as it is a very looking like a very aggressive B-side push here, moving towards office, as there is the first kill for Danimal.
Yeah, first all-in rush into the B side from Black Dragons, and certainly it's working so far.
It's working really well, you could say. This is
even with 3-man defense.
Sweeping them, yeah. 3 people on B. It's still not enough as a bunch of damage gets done, and Morty is trying to clutch it, but he can't. And Black Dragons, after the Lazarus pause, they still win again.
Yeah, you said it earlier, Jig. Maybe it's too early for the gamers. I feel like the Black Dragons have definitely waken up now. They are very much awake, and are just every play they go for seems to work without so much as a hitch.
Yeah, someone stepped on the dragon's tail, man. And they're in the beast mode. But Lazarus, they can certainly swing this one back. They can just take 4 more and stop, and maybe even force us to the extra rounds. They have a huge control over the yard, but for some reason, Black Dragon, they're not really pointing their crossfire right now towards that yard side at all, which is one of their favorite spots on the map.
All right, well, this time around, Lazarus, they had some great positions around that central passage, and it was just too much. Black Dragons, they were pushing in multiple angles, but Lazarus were able to get those shots down, and now maybe Lazarus can make a big comeback, but Viana on the A site, mostly unseen with all the defense around the center of the map. He's able to secure this spot, and if they can get position here, this could still be good for the Black Dragons.
Yeah, that was a huge kill with Vienna alone at the site. If he lost that duel right there, Black Dragons, they couldn't have come into this ace site this easily. They had to take a lot more time, with Lazarus having more members.
Still have Danimal hanging in the back, but the push is already coming through, and that is Vienna already down. And with this manpower that Lazarus has, I don't think it's going to be enough. Danimal goes down, and there comes the defuse. Lazarus finally able to win a round again.
The magic of tactical pause is certainly happening for both teams. Lazarus, if they can win 3 straight more, of course, from the global risk, it is certainly possible on this map. But for our first match, we're having a lot more wins from the blacklist side.
It's very true. Ankara, a pretty interesting map, but sometimes you see the GR side slightly winning out, but not the case here. As you can see, everybody on the side of Black Dragons, they're trying to get aggressive once again. As they will push in and get the shot onto Niels. That is such an important entry frag there for the side of Danimal, I believe, as they will now get the A site.
You see how spread out Lazarus was again towards the yard, because they just imagined that Black Dragons would at least once or twice come into the yard side, but today they're using a different strategy.
Okay, well look at this. Awesome and Vise able to pick up a couple of kills early on, but Gokin gets the low Vise, and now it's 3-on-3. So
Gokin is 10-1.
how did he do that?
11-1.
This guy is insane. I can't believe he's still
Make that
doing
12.
this. And he gets another one. Okay, well, you know, there's a reason this guy is the ace of his team. And he makes it look easy. 9-7 now for Black.
We get it, Goku. You're really good. You don't have to keep flexing. Honestly, though, what an important round, because that puts you in such a favorable position. If it evens up at 8-8, it's a much harder scenario, as now they're going all in here through the center passage.
Ooh, finally there's a yard push and a fake into the A side, but rotation is well read by Lazarus. But are they ready for the push?
Gokin gets another one. It's just unstoppable here for the Black Dragons. Vice, though, picks up 2. He has a lot of health, too, and there's going to be a third one. This guy, he really came to play today. Vice picking up the MVP performance once again here, as 40 is going to be able to switch to an AK, and now anything's possible.
Certainly, Black Dragons can basically finish it right here. Vise rotating all the way around from the passage even into the vent.
Going into ducts. Hasn't been spotted yet, and looking to coordinate his push. Time is ticking down for Lazarus here. Find a kill on that hole. And
man.
Vise gets him!
He does it again, and it was in part because 40 was able to win the first firefight. He gets the first kill 1v2, and then he dies, but he's able to tell Vise exactly where the enemy is. Vise has the flank, comes in, and cleans up the last kill. So now Lazarus, they are on the cusp of tying this up and bringing it to a tiebreaker in our first match.
Still have a big obstacle called Gokin right here. As Lazarus, okay, Black Dragons are using that fake strategy. They're not really actively using into both sides. They have that well read now. And then Black Dragons are suddenly switching into that B passage.
This is so tense.
Now, this is the type of a strategy change that Black Dragons always do. They have a real good read of the map.
It's part of the reason why they're so hard to play against. You can never really predict what they're going to do, but this time Vise, he had the angle, but they cut it off. Adrian able to stop it there, and Awesome also going to get shut down. This is looking good for the Black Dragons as Viana gets the last kill, and that will do it. 10-8 is going to be the winning score here for the Black Dragons on the first map of Ankara.
Yeah, what a first map here, as we first thought, is this really happening? Lazarus taking Black Dragons down, maybe with a score of maybe with a 10-4 or something, but Black Dragons, ever since the very first tactical pause, they have been sweeping the floor back and forth from the Global Risk and even the Blacklist side. The reason why they are the favorite of the tournament, so for sure.
It went from 2-6 in favor of Lazarus to 8-2 in favor of Black Dragons. So already we're seeing the importance of momentum and how this team was able to harness it effectively to take that win on Ankara. A little bit of sleep they had to shake off, but then once it was gone, it was the dominant performance. And you gotta keep going back to goal, because he was not having any of it.
It's definitely one of the craziest performances we have seen, and obviously it's best to clutch when you are here in the grand finals, right? So we talked about pressure, we talked about all this stuff. That's one of the things about the Black Dragons, right? They've been around forever. A lot of these players have been playing for 5+, 7+, some of them even above that. Years, of course. And
since they were born, basically.
Since they were born, yeah. Since the beginning of time, since the beginning of Crossfire. And yeah, he's not affected by the pressure at all.
The moment they hear a footstep of how many smokes were used from each side, because they know all the overnades from all maps, they can basically tell after the smoke how many seconds it would take for them to rotate from this place to the other. So after knowing that, basically all these players right here on the stage for the grand finals knows that, but Black Dragons, they have a slightly quicker read, and they make that snap rotational decision slightly faster than the other teams. That's what we saw towards the end of the first map.
And now what I'm wondering going into the second map is whether Lazarus are going to be able to play like the first half of Ankara, which looked great, much better than expected, or whether things will go according to plan, according to who we expected to be stronger coming in.
Definitely a good question to ask. But guys, that was the first map. Black Dragons barely able to take it 10-8. But now we are ready to jump into Port, which will be our second map of the match. Let us jump into this map right now. All right, guys, here we go. We're on to Port, which, you know, we ban out Compound, we ban out Subbase, but Port is also another one of these maps that can get really tricky, especially on these B pushes that are incredibly volatile.
Ooh, Goken, what in the world? He already rotated back into the BL base? Okay, he found one, so that's a good start, but 1-1 trade. That stops the rush into that B side. Certainly a lot of the players, a lot of teams always say that the B push on this map from the blacklist, sometimes it's impossible to stop, but because of that rotation, certainly had that stopped.
Merely take the tempo out of it and buy yourself a little bit more time to respond. And right now Lazarus waiting patiently and able to find a kill there. Awesome gets Vienna. And that might open it up. Not quite sure where they want to go. Looking for a little bit more, but no one's showing just yet. And it looks like that B-push is coming through now after all. Although, as I say that, they reset heading back through the road. And so we're looking towards an A-push after all.
Yeah, this is definitely a map where you can fake aggression on B, because there are so many times where teams will just rush through B and they're like, no, we're just going. And all 5 people jump out. So there's a lot of mind play that you can do around that area.
Oh, certainly, right. Yeah, with that overnade from the bridge, I think Black Dragons, they have a pretty good read. This has to be an A-side push. 50 seconds left on the clock.
Everybody flashed up a bit, but it doesn't seem to matter for Thighs as he picks up 2 once again. But Danimal going to shut him down, but he's all alone now, not able to click on the heads. And Niels will be able to get that first kill. And once again, the Blacklist side is looking good, at least on the start of this second map.
Yeah, that's certainly the beginning as Black Dragons. They had the right rotation lead into the A site, but the pushing power from Lazarus could not be stopped. This double man defense from Animal. And Vienna backed up immediately.
Yeah, such a good trade, forcing Lazarus back now. Need to haphazardly go for a rotation in an attempt to salvage the situation, but already with the spirited defense there from Danimal, meaning that as Lazarus you're always going to be at a deficit, so definitely need to find 1 or 2 before a follow-up play can be successful. Health bars are also low there on the side of Lazarus.
It's going to be very difficult now for Lazarus to push in. Loons, as you mentioned, barely any health here. It looks like about 4 health, if I had to guess. And all Black Dragons have to do on this one is, you know, keep a couple of guys over its B, 1 guy covering middle, and then 1 guy safely on the backside of A. When you have the man advantage on GR side on Port, you have a lot of room to kind of just wait and see what your opponent wants to do.
Yeah, after checking 2 riflers from B site, I think Lazarus, they want to check if the sniper is towards A top or not. I think that's the first thing you check. And after checking A long, you sort of smell some fish. Okay, why is there no Goken on A top?
Is it fish or cheese?
Either one.
It's both.
But it has to be Goken from the B side. I think that's exactly why.
The side of wine, perhaps.
Sounding better.
Yeah. And Lazarus, they're really, you know, taking as much time as possible. And 40 gets the angle here on the bridge, finds action, not able to win against Viana. A lot of different angles there to cover, kind of behind enemy lines he was. And so now the real push will be coming in here. It's going to be 2v1 through B. And Loon's on 4 health. I was actually right. So he's going to kind of lead the charge, get the information, and see if he can get it done. As the shot is going to miss. And Goken now going to hit Vise, but not get the kill. But it does not matter because Viana comes in and sprays them both down.
Very nice position there from Viana, able to rotate at a moment's notice. Gokun doesn't hit the shot, but doesn't have to due to the great backup from his teammate. Only has to buy a little bit of time, which he successfully dodged. And there we go again. The B rush coming through. This time Viana already down. And then, well, last time he could defend. This time, not so lucky.
Two-man pressure into the B entrance. That's going to be an easy push into the B side. Now Black Dragons, they need to buy some more time, but even action goes down. It's a huge problem even with just 4 members up. Gokun with the snipers coming around the back, which doesn't really give him too much options.
Oh, Gokun, he's back with a huge flick, but it is 1v3. Okay, make it 1v2.
Oh, wait.
23 seconds, that's enough time. He does have to get a move on though here. So get the flash on in, running in with the sniper actually, looking for the angle, doesn't see the man below him, and Loons will be able to pick that up. But Gokun, you know, he's given us a little bit of spice already.
That's usually the reason why you don't see sniper coming around. Usually you see the sniper always coming from the back street, but that's where you find the unexpected. Gokun certainly is Gokun. He's making things happen everywhere.
In the end, though, not enough. Lazarus still able to pick up the win, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Trying to go for the similar strat here. Able to pick up the animal right there on the entry. The animal also back aggressively, not able to find a return kill. And well, the health bars are low. Everyone on Lazarus still alive. Now Black Dragons need to try and find the retake, as that is very nicely done there by Action.
With an overnade, that was really nicely well done, and nice entry flash from Lazarus, perfectly timed. Got both of the defensive members flashed when they made that entrance in the B site.
Yeah, the bomb is going to go down at B site, as our lovely characters here are going to shout that out for us. And you can see the Black Dragons trying to come in from multiple angles. Awesome has a great one, but it is smoked up, so they're trying to press where he is not, but it is still not enough. Gokun gets 2, and he is all alone once again. And it is not going to be enough. 40's going to shut that down, and you can see Niels is going insane over there. Another great start here for Lazarus.
Starting to feel like Gokun versus the world, but the world is winning. Gokun not able to find anything besides those clutch kills, and it's due to Lazarus finding very efficient plays. Should work 3 times in a row, but as I say that, Gokun gets taken down. And looks like third time might actually be dropping for Lazarus. Danimal blown up as well. Just running over them.
You can tell that Black Dragons were not ready for this push at all. Danimal was caught with a grenade in his hand. He was doing spins. He's like, I don't even know where they're coming from. And that's going to do it there. Another win as the B push swiftly comes in and picks up another round.
Gokun might have felt too confident about his shots even though the team was losing. So sometimes you get that pressure as a player. Okay, I'm playing well, so I have to lead the team right now. So, and he had a really good response to go into the B passage, but the timing was just not right. And again, Black Dragons putting only 2 down to the B side. This time Adrian is all the way into the A.
A lot of aggression coming in, and Danimal's going to pick up 3 in a row. 40, he's trying to pull off his own Gokun impression. Gets 2, but Viana's going to shut 1 down. Awesome now 1v2. Doesn't have much health either, but he's trying to get aggressive against the flow of the play. I like it, but it's not going to be enough. Adrian gets the shot down, and that will be enough to pick up the round. So Black Dragons not falling too far behind, and that will be a round win here for Black Dragons.
Important one as well. Want to avoid getting too far behind. As we saw last time, maybe give Lazarus 2 more. That's the comfort zone. Call a tactical pause and then go for the reverse sweep again. A little bit high risk, but 4 times wasn't the charm. A bit too much. Really nicely done there by Adrian.
It was just really well read as well. You know, like Black Dragons, they shut down the B push this time, and then they're like, okay, they're not going to go for it again. So let's set up our own play on A long. And it absolutely works out. Here's Viana's even covering Adrian in the vulnerable spot. They swarmed him, but who cares? It's 4v1 now.
Yeah, Black Dragons, they were bold enough to keep this pressure from A long. They maintained this rush. And Lazarus, because they basically never attacked into that A long side at the beginning of each round, didn't really know that there would be a member all the way back into that loading dock. So good strategy there by Black Dragons. At least brought one more round back to themselves.
Now, opportunity for them to even it up. If they're able to take this one, we go back to a 4-4. Only a couple rounds left to play. As Lazarus, hot shots, not able to find anyone just yet.
Yeah, awesome checking if anyone is boosted up here, because that's usually where you find multiple kills from the global risk side.
Adrian still in a bit of a cheesy spot, right? Very close underneath this passageway, and does look like Lazarus, in fact, do want to push this area.
Yeah, if you stay down there, you see the gun first from your opponent, so you get the first shot usually.
Picks up really nicely, picks up 2, and now the rotation is for the push radar.
Oh.
So it's identified, but really big kills coming through here. And now might have the time to plant if they hurry up, but Dynamo and Goken are on their way.
Yeah, and that was just the big entry frags that come in. It was essentially, you know, there weren't that many defenders on A, but it was still the nice shots coming in from the side of Lazarus. Now you can see Danimal is getting pretty aggressive, picks up 1. He's kind of out there just in the middle with no cover, and he's still able to pick up a kill.
I think Danimal's trying to give some pressure so that Go can come in any side, but found on the bridge.
Maybe we're looking for now. Animal caught in the crossfire, needs to fight 2 people, not able to do so. Lazarus, again, trying to extend their lead here.
You see Adrian giving the fist bump, even though they did lose that one. That's the kind of positivity you need to try to stay in this map, I suppose. And you know, Black Dragons, they're down, but they did win the first map after going down to an even worse score. So definitely not over it by any means at this point, but Lazarus once again with the momentum behind them.
Lazarus making so many of these. Oh, this time Goken is caught trying to rotate all the way into the BL spawn. Yeah, not going to work twice against these
animals.
Of course, yes.
But the dragons are the animals.
That's true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong team. And
different animals.
yeah,
I get your confusion.
True. And yeah, I mean, Lazarus starting off once again pretty nicely on this round, looking to try to close it out 6-3. That would be a very nice, very standard score, I would say, for Port. And looks like a bit of a rotation now over to the A spawn. And you can see that Black Dragon's really trying to cover the bridge. They might not have enough defense here at A, given the situation.
Okay, knowing that Goken went down, there should be no sniper on top. But the boosted member of from Adrian from the side. That's 2 kills already. That's going to create a huge problem. He's still not dead.
Wow. Even taking some damage from a grenade, and this is really a thorn in their side, quite literally, is Adrian. They can't even kill him. And that means that Black Dragons are going to pull off an awesome defense because of that bait spot boosted up there. They did not check it, and they did not expect it. As now Adrian is behind Loons, and the C4 is also down. Loons trying to pick it up and plant, but he cannot. And 40 will also go down. Headshot through the box from Action as we are 5-4 at the half.
Yeah, that last defense, Adrian basically messed everything up. But Black Dragon certainly 4-5, not a bad score to go in the first half, even from the global risk. And for Lazarus, I think they also opened up with a lot of entry kills. They should be feeling confident to defend against them in the second half.
And it kind of ties into what we saw in the first game as well, where, yes, Lazarus, if they're able to string a couple of back-to-back wins, they look good. But once that momentum gets broken, they're not really able to refine themselves. With the Black Dragons, especially after that first game, I'm not feeling comfortable counting them out at any point, and that's where that experience that we have been talking about as well really shine through, and when you see the class of these Black Dragon players and why they're such a fit team.
Well, the half is over there. That small little break that we do have in between, and again, this is a closer score compared to the first map. So will be interesting to see how this one goes. Black Dragons already a little bit of a push through B, but not a committal, as you can see other members spread out across the map.
Black Dragons, another team that does not like to lose the control over the B entrance, even in the tunnels, because they also like to get pressure into the bridge, which Lazarus has never done in the first half. Again, controlling the center seems like one of the power strategy from Black Dragons again.
And honestly, that's a strategy in many different games, right? You control the middle, you control a lot of the different angles that you can come at onto the sides. And it's been working for them. As you can see, Black Dragons trying to hold down this area once again on sideways, looking maybe to go in through to A with a little bit of a push through the bridge as well.
USV, it's Goken again who starts it off. Then immediately got taken down. The defense from Lazarus thus far here looking good. They still haven't been able to actually push through. 40 getting low, but staying alive. Now it's just all up to Adrian. Needs to deal with Loons first.
Yeah, if he gets Loons now, because the remaining two, actually Niels actually switched over to AK right now, so cancel that.
You can see Adrian, he's got to cover so many different angles. It's really rough for him to find an angle here that will work. And now on 4 health, he's going to take a little bit more of a defensive position underneath, but not looking too good for our Black Dragon player.
Oh, he doesn't know, but there's a clear way for him free to A if he would choose to go for that. Isn't in the cards though.
I think maybe he saw the tip of the gun there. He's able to get one. Adrian does only get one, and 40 able to pistol him down, knowing he was low on health and that the pistol would be enough to get the kill. And so Lazarus getting the first win here on the round after the swap. Not something they could do on Ankara.
Yeah, Black Dragons, they went in rushing into the bridge. But didn't really expect double snipers to come out. Of course, got the first shot down, first damage down from Niels, but did not really get the kill. So didn't really 100% know who it was having the sniper gun.
Very forward defense here from Lazarus. Looking to punish any oversteps from Black Dragons. Adrian taking a little bit of damage there, but not the end of the world, as they are still waiting to actually commit. Maybe looking for the odd duck out, but so far Lazarus have no reason to really push beyond where the battle lines have been drawn thus far.
Yeah, just holding on for now. They have a really good defensive position a little bit out towards the B spawn, as you can see. The site, I should say. And now you're going to see Danimal come back here, pick up the bomb, and now they will make a decision on where they do want to push. Black Dragons, definitely a very volatile team. They love to switch up their strategy a lot. Definitely not a team that likes to go for the same thing more than once. And for now, it just looks like everybody's kind of doing their own thing. You know, you got Viana and Adrian pushing in here. This is a fake push. The C4 is actually going into the B site, as Vise and 40 will clean up at A. And here comes the bomb into B.
I'm loving the response here. At the moment that those kills come through, the entirety of Lazarus rotates, and Black Dragons, they were looking for an opportunity, trying to create some space, or use the space allocated by Viana, but read like a book. Lazarus immediately shuts that down, rotates, takes everyone down. And now, 7-4 lead for them.
Yeah, big rotation. Big rotational play from Lazarus and their perfect defense, because I think this all comes from Niels, who was in the tunnel, central passage, listening to the footsteps. Hold on, as we have massive firefight in the B entrance.
Insane amount of action going down there, but only 2 members go down. Awesome, you can see he's low on health from the trade. He will back off into the safety of the B site now. You can see that, once again, Black Dragons, they were just looking for, you know, bit of a fast-paced push in through B, but they're not looking to, you know, go all in on this with the bomb or anything. It's still back in their spawn. So they will have to decide where they want to push up next. But Lazarus think 100% that is going over towards B.
They seem to be right for now. I could see the rotation through center passage if they want to go for that.
I think that's a pretty good read, knowing that Black Dragons never really succeeded a side push.
Oh. Hold the phone, says Gokin, but so does 40 as he gets 3 kills. A snipe and then 2 pistol headshots. And 40 is still alive. Viana had a huge angle there. And now he's just going to run away as he does pick up the bomb and fake go plant at A. But Lazarus smartly will wait for that just a bit.
Ooh, that was a perfect chance to get one down. But he managed to do so anyhow, down to 1-1.
50 seconds on the clock. Vienna playing it as slow as possible. I think he's swallowed loons there, not able to find the 1v1. That's a big win there for Lazarus.
As it kind of sounded like somebody let out a battle cry behind us as Lazarus, both of these teams actually very vocal, but I feel like Lazarus has some very high-pitched screams. Nice to listen to, not used to this, as we do have a tactical pause called by the Black Dragons.
Yes, I think that previous round just now, Vienna certainly had some chance. Of course, it was a 2v1, hard situation, but because they were focused in B and he had the control of the C4 and smoked towards GR spawn, he could have gone to A side or rotated, made it into a 1v1 situation. But the rotational play from Lazarus certainly is working out slightly better right now, and only 2 rounds away from a mat win. Exactly when you use a tactical pause.
And last time they went for the tactical pause, Black Dragon then promptly proceeded to sweep Lazarus, but that was a different situation. Not quite as close to the map being won. A little bit earlier in the map as well, so there is a bit more time to actually get that swing of momentum that you so desperately need. But now, Black Dragon's feeling the pressure and starting to feel like maybe they should just try what Lazarus did and just run in with 5. Worked 3 times for them. 4th time, not so much. But the general read of Lazarus on these slower pushes has been really exceptional.
Yeah, exactly, Chronicler. As we do see on this map, oftentimes teams just switching into 5 riflers and just pushing into that B side. Oftentimes that actually works, surprisingly enough. That actually has pretty high chance of working. But Lazarus, knowing that that's also a possibility, but I think it's the fact that Goken's feeling too good on the sniper today that they don't want to try the 5-man push.
Right, well, this is a little bit of a mix-up. Black Dragons going strong onto A, and you can see the flashes come down. 40 not in an easy spot, but Niels is there to back him up, as it is 1-for-1 so far, but the push has not succeeded just yet.
And there are a few more members up on top of a site for Lazarus. Good check.
That was kind of insane. He's able to shoot him on the ladder as Awesome's got an angle, but it does not seem to matter. Oh, he picks up 2, and now it's 1v1. Adrian against Awesome. And Awesome, being the ace of his team, is looking to get it down. As the shots come in, Adrian will challenge him and will take him down, as that is going to be enough to get Black Dragons a little bit of hope here in this map.
And that might be a map-winning shot there that we saw from Adrian. Because if you don't get that one, you are so far down. Chance of making it back are slim, as we see Niels to find some kills, but already 3 people, or down to 3 people rather, for the Black Dragons here. So they go for an aggressive strat, but doesn't quite seem to work out as well as it did for Lazarus in the previous half.
And slow them down for good in the B entrance. And Lazarus, they're happy with this result. They managed to use a lot of utility out from Black Dragons, lots of smoke, and also flash, trying to stop all the angle from the tunnel and the central passage. So let's see how Black Dragons want to turn this one around, because they're still down a few rounds.
Action going very aggressive by himself into the B site. Definitely a bit unexpected, but it doesn't quite turn out well for him. A little bit of a risk from behind. I don't mind it.
Yeah, you see finally Goken switching into that. Whoa, did I say that? 40 finds him right in the middle. Just down him on left towards A long, but the C4 is down all the way out on the map.
If only. If only you had the C4 at this point. Because there is no one here. Not really able to pick up anyone, but now Lazarus having this round on lockdown and looking to put themselves up to a 1-1 score. with how they've been playing thus far here on port.
Animal comes in, gets a huge amount of damage on the Vise, but now this is the problem. The second you get those first shots off, especially because you don't see them, or kill them rather, they know exactly where you are. So they can cover the bomb, they can have like 7 different angles. Not quite that many, but you get my point. It's going to be difficult for Danimal to push on in here. He comes in with the pistol, and it will not be enough. Lazarus force at least tiebreakers here on port.
Just one round away from map winning here, as Black Dragons, even after a pause, they're still being pressured all sides on the map. So this is very unlike them, but Gokun certainly not really playing his best on this map. Certainly not the best for the Blacklist side. 40 showing up big time. 10 kills already.
And it's never a good time when 40's online. That's what I like to say. And you can see that Black Dragons are just not really having a great time here. As Viana makes his way in, he's going to be able to pick up one. Let's see what they can do. They don't have the C4 with them on this push towards A. They can have Adrian, of course, rotate around and pick it up. Viana's going to pick up a second kill and make it a third going this way to action. As Loons
getting low. Trying his best, but Adrian can't quite back him up there. And now it's all up to Adrian. Playing against Loons and Awesome. Can go for the rotation. Looking to do so here.
But at least the grenade also tagged onto Awesome, so that's some extra damage onto him. Certainly possible, knowing that Lazarus was shown at A site, B site likely to be open.
All or nothing here for Black Dragons. It's got to come from Adrian. Able to plan it.
Yeah, I swear these guys have nerves of steel too, because I guarantee that Adrian is not nervous. He's like, yep, you know, the map's on the line, but
I pulled
1v2
1v2 times.
Yeah, he's been in this position like at least 10,000 times, maybe even more.
And he's picking this position as the best, knowing that there could be 1-1 from different positions.
One.
He's got some time too. He can wait. Try to get the better angle. He pops out with the pistol, and the headshot will be enough. He's going to keep the dream alive here for Black Dragons, as they will gain yet another round.
Was that just enough salt that Black Dragons needed to bring this into the extra rounds? They still need 3 more, but Niels is here with the sniper all of a sudden into the tunnel. They're saying, no way, we're just going to take this map, guys.
Gonna go to that third map. If it is up to Lazarus. Still 2 people from Dragon hovering towards B, but we now do see Vienna rotate. Looking to see if he can pick someone off there in the center. But thus far the slow push haven't really worked out. And here as well, Vienna goes down. 3 versus 5 for Black Dragons here. Looking like they won't be able to.
It slightly overextends into the bridge. He was trying to check if there's anyone in the base spot. Because Lazarus, they have sniper both A and B. It's hard to check.
I like the pressure Danimal's putting on here. It doesn't seem like they have the other angles covered, but you see that action will go down actually in the middle there. Danimal picks up 1 as Gokun gets another, and Gokun's alive with a sniper and full health, so basically anything is possible, as we know from this player, but they do need to get the C4 and find an angle.
Usually when this happens, you do see a gun swap to the low HP holding the sniper, but Danimal doesn't really play a sniper too much.
Now Gokun, knowing people might be coming in. Someone hiding underneath the staircase, but he's gonna look for it, will be able to find it. And that might just open up the map here for Black Dragons. Danimal making his way over.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, he gets the drop on 40, and then Danimal gets in with the bomb. Those are 2 important things, and Gokun gets another flick. I mean, Lazarus, they're just on the cusp of bringing us to map 3, but they can't quite get there.
And Gokun is buying so much time here, and Danimal gets a last shot down. Black Dragon getting closer to that number 9.
ice in their veins. Again, Black Dragons, last time they were down considerable amount, but nothing compared to this. But you can see these players forged in battle, not having any difficulty thus far, even with a subpar start to that round. Niels finding the kill right at the beginning. Not quite enough. Now Awesome already chunked very, very low. Black Dragons seeming to really find themselves in the second half of the map here, but still, every single round needs to be won if they want to be able to draw this out to tiebreakers.
We're gonna make another push. We've seen this many, many times, but Lazarus have, you know, in the past rounds, they've been able to shut it down, but this time is totally different. Black Dragons get the position there, and Niels also gets sniped by Goken. So finally, Black Dragons have the upper hand, which is something we haven't seen in quite a few rounds.
Yeah, nicely done by the Black Dragons. Yeah, forced him out from the central passage, and Goken was looking at that angle from the beginning, knowing that he went into that tunnel again and again. Now finally, they have a member lead.
Lazarus, not 100% sure. Do see Awesome close to the rest of his team. Will be able to rotate as the push comes through.
It's a really strong push from Black Dragons, but 3 members of Lazarus already here. So there is a chance that they can defend this and win the map, but still 5 members alive. They come in here and try to isolate Loons. They get him, N40, and Awesome on the backside. And the flank here from Vise is just a little bit too late. And Black Dragons will not go down without an incredible fight here. And now we are on the cusp of Black Dragons maybe forcing the tiebreak.
Is this really happening? Are we going to that extra rounds when Black Dragons, they were down by at least 3-4 rounds? So Lazarus, I think I imagine they were going to change their position, but even more pressure into that B room, having that smoke to begin with.
Lot of barking, but no bite from either team here. No health bars being lost as of yet. And this is the big one for Lazarus, opportunity to actually claim this map for themselves. For Black Dragons, a chance at redemption. They're able to find this. First kill though, picked up by Niels.
Oh.
And Goken so low here already.
Yeah. And I was surprised that Lazarus were able to get the upper hand there. Awesome wasn't really landing too many shots. And Danimal, what a shot there through the box and through the wall. Kind of unbelievable that he's able to get that and tie up the amount of members. But as you mentioned, Goken pretty low, but same could be said for Awesome and Vise, who has also taken a bit of damage.
Goken's looking at if anyone passes towards the A long. A 40 also from Lazarus is looking at that bridge side because Black Dragons, they do like to pass through into the sideway. 2 members already up here.
A lot of spamming here under the bridge. You can see that Danimal just trying to, you know, get any amount of damage that he can before they actually do make the push, as that can be incredibly valuable. As they will push through sideway, but Vise is here. He's had some big MVP performances before, but not this time. He only gets 1, and now Black Dragons 3v2. They have the site to themselves. This is their moment to tie it up. Nice little angle here, but Action, he's able to get the head down and get the bomb planted.
And there you see that low health on Goken doesn't actually matter. He's able to find the kill that he needs to, giving up his own life. He's more than happy to because it provides space for the rest of the team to go in. Awesome goes down. And there is our tiebreaker, Black Dragons. Doesn't matter what the score is. If they find momentum, you are in big trouble.
I just can't believe they were able to get that done because so many of those rounds on Blacklist were such a struggle for them. Even the ones that they were just barely winning, it was like, oh no, Lazarus is going to take this one. It was 9-5, and then 4 rounds in a row did go the way of Black Dragons. These guys, you know, they're never down until you can actually take that 10th round.
Yeah, Lazarus, especially in the second half of court, they pressured so much that Black Dragons, even before having their perfect strategy, they always were down a member or 2 every single round. So they couldn't really have their normal strategy to begin with. So it seemed like they are having no momentum, lost more than a couple of rounds to begin the second round with. But somehow, some way, they're able to clutch every single round with member down. And they bring us to extra rounds.
And now I'd argue that it's actually the Black Dragons that are in a favorable position, because as Lazarus, that one felt like it was in the bag. Only a single point away, single win of actually securing that map, tying up the series 1-1. And now instead, we might be looking at a 2-0 after all, which might have been the expected score coming into this series, but I don't think it quite has gone the way that we expected it to.
Definitely the case as we are loading now into the map here. Lazarus starting off on the blacklist side. So we go back to the original sides. And an aggressive push already onto Adrian, who is on top of A, and 40 will be able to take him down. The long headshot with the M16 from range. He does land that shot.
Yeah, Goken was holding the sniper, was actually peeking out towards the center. So that's exactly the reason why Adrian was on top of A. But Lazarus found that really good headshot to begin with.
Now, map has slowed down a little. Lazarus still not in a rush. Our upper man can wait for someone of Black Dragons to push too far forward. Action is hovering around, but no need for him to actually go that deep. Now covering up the sideway there. Rotation coming through.
Yeah, with action coming around the corner, they sort of have a pretty good read where the opponents are. But doesn't know that action's down here.
Action kind of a rogue. He's gone rogue, you know, he's behind enemy lines.
Deep undercover.
Yeah. They thought he was an ally, but actually turns out he shot you in the back. And now Lazarus, you know, they kind of have to group up and decide where they want to go as a team, as they're going to be spotted here on the push. Danilay can get a flash down as well. Buy some time, but Neil's still going to get the kill as he pushes in through A, and Vice has the shutdown by himself. Huge spray comes down, and this is what he is so good at, these one-offs where he can just clutch it just like that.
Pivotal play that if he doesn't find that, then there is an opportunity for the Black Dragons to retake. Start off strong here in the extra rounds, but not able to actually do so. Very nice read, and it was Black Dragons that was able to do this consistently in the earlier map. It's Lazarus. Push comes through here.
The push going to come in, and 40 able to get that first blood onto the kill, but Action able to spray him down, and that is huge. 3 kills for him. Balloon strikes back, and it's 2v2. A couple of members with low health, and the bomb doesn't look like it's down right now. They still got to get that planted.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time to move this around. And knowing that Goken might have been somewhat tagged through the smoke, and also Adrian was not spotted. So I think they wanted to get that information before, and they heard the shot from the B entrance. So they know that Goken's coming around. They just have to get the rifler. Who's Adrian? Coming in hot, no kill here.
Getting taken out immediately.
Yeah.
Goken, sniper, low health and a dream. Looking like Lazarus going to be up 2-0 here.
Yeah, dream about a nightmare to go against double rifles right behind.
Nice try, but not good enough. As you see, Lazarus will pick up a second round here in the extra rounds. And that's not a good feel. It's definitely not a good feel for the Black Dragons. You can see the looks on their faces. Only Action has gotten any kills here in the extra rounds. As Goken this time, he's going to pick up one for himself, finally.
Good poke. That's exactly what you do as a sniper when you get one of the best respawn, to run into the tunnel. And even without the backup reinforcements from his teammate, Goken is still feeling very confident to get the single kill. And with the smoke towards the bridge, I think Black Dragons are feeling that there's a big rotation coming.
Are at the ready. Do see Adrian and Goken holding down that A side. Saying hello to the grenade exploding in front of them.
And Lazarus, they're looking to make their push, but Goken has a fantastic angle. Not able to land the shot, though.
Missed his first shot, but Still the backup is here. The flash is real good.
Adrian the one who will shut down a couple of members, but he goes down. Action is here, gets flanked himself, but Viana has the off angle to support his teammates. So 11 to 10, Lazarus able to pick up a couple of rounds and will take the lead here in the extra rounds.
I think this is what we expected, especially from the Blacklist. Certainly a map where Blacklist can have slightly more power in terms of size.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. You know, if you get that first entry kill, it's such a long map, such a wide map. It's hard to get over to the other site and actually try to defend. And we've seen that happen multiple times where, you know, the team gets the lead, they're pretty much going to win the rounds. Lazarus has a good time here, but now we will swap Black Dragon's turn on the Blacklist side.
Gonna be honest, every time Lazarus has been up, they have then gotten swept. So I'm scared, guys. I'm not sure whether they're gonna be able to make it happen. Jokes aside, Lazarus is still up 1, but Black Dragons have shown that it is really round-to-round business for them. As we do see, again, that aggressive posturing, even in defense, coming through from Lazarus, walking up a little bit further.
Yeah, because Lazarus has 3 men, basically a huge pressure into that B entrance, but saw no one for the first 30 seconds. So reason why they threw lots of nades into the sideway. But Black Dragons, of course, understanding that, they were waiting for the nades to be out. So I would say a better start for Black Dragons. No damage really taken from those utilities.
They're going to push in here. They spot 40 up on top of the box, but Vise is actually going to get the off kill here. A couple of shots come in. Sanimal does pick up 1. Vise is on his last legs. Vise still alive, though. Loon's taking a bunch of damage. Gokin goes down, and Tanimal's pretty much the only one doing anything. And Lazarus pick up another round, makes it 12 to 10. And they are on map points here if they can win one more.
A huge problem for Black Dragons. They waited for the perfect time, but the backup from Lazarus was way too fast because they were still in that B entrance, still in that tunnel. And knowing that, I think Black Dragons, they had to rush in a little bit quicker, but the defense was just way too perfect.
And now we see similar positions being taken by Lazarus. A little bit further back, not wanting to risk anything, but worked very well for them last round. And this time around, Black Dragons still waiting. Plenty of time for them as they're going aggressively through center. Not find any kills yet. There goes Niels. And they take the kill and head back on their own side. Again, not wanting to play it too aggressively here.
It's definitely important. This is one of those maps where if you can get that entry kill and back off and have time to regroup, it's almost always lights out, or at least it feels that way for the Blacklist side. Vise in a great position, though, as he will trade kill, but Viana and the rest of the Black Dragon squad do push in under bridge. And now it's only Awesome with 20 health. He gets 2, though, keeping the dream alive. He's got eyes on the C4 as well.
Okay, but Adrian comes from the side. Oh, again gets a headshot. Okay, he's very low, but that's already 3 kills.
And we do see, while that was happening, Viana used the space bought by his teammates to pick up the C4. Is going to be able to go for the plant here. But that was what was effectively 3 versus 1. Now turned into a 1v1 opportunity here for Awesome to make a miracle happen. Secure this map for his team.
Viana playing it smartly. He knows he has some time. He has the defensive position. He's getting a lot of information on where Awesome is coming from. And now he's just going to wait as the push.
Great movement, buying a lot of time.
Perfect. That was insanely played by Viana in the clutch. And that's a rough spot to be in because you don't want to be that 4th guy that gets killed by Awesome, right? There's a lot of pressure, and he made it happen.
And that's the thing, again, it's the nerves of steel, right? The ability to identify, okay, if I play this out well, I should have favorable positioning. Just gotta make sure I don't jump the gun, don't jump forward a little bit too early. Able to find it, and now Black Dragons looking for a repeat of that again. Maybe look for a kill or two, then rotate back and look for more openings provided by Lazarus. Starting to feel like we might go all the way. Second map here.
Okay, Awesome gets the first kill. It's going to be great defense over there by Lazarus. They don't want any golden round shenanigans.
Yeah, Gokin was right next to him, but could not really back him up because of that entry smoke there on the B entrance. So Lazarus, they want to close this one out right now, and Black Dragons rotating into sideway. Trusting on Gokin's abilities to open up A long.
Important to kill the by action. A lot of damage.
It's actually huge.
Survives as well.
Yeah, and 40 is surrounded around A, and I'm not even sure he 100% knows it. There's a lack of information, and now an advantage to Black Dragons. They're going to get also 40 on top, and Niels gives his position away, and down he goes. We will have a golden round here in our first match. Not a very common thing to have happen, but Black Dragons, they just never go away. They never give up.
Certainly not going to be giving up anytime soon. Of course, group stage, every single match matters so much, because especially having all gamers on this group and also one team, they don't want to lose any set, lose any potential, or have any lower chance of moving into the semifinal. Same for Lazarus though. They have been keeping up real well, but always at the end of the second half or the second match, they have been getting caught by Black Dragons every single time. So they have to just switch something up towards the end and make the magic happen.
Because this is the problem. It's nice if you push Black Dragons, you get leads, but if in the end the map score is still 2-0, then you're taking a couple of points in case of a potential tiebreaker. But outside of that, a rough start it would be for Lazarus. For Black Dragons, you can say, oh, no problem. You know, got the quick 2-0. Nothing to see here.
You're feeling fine, and you are feeling aggressive. Black Dragons get the blacklist side here in the golden round. One round decides it all.
Let's see. It's Lazarus sideway. Ooh, that nade did a whole lot of damage on two members. So Black Dragons, no pressure into B side. They know that there's going to be an A attack.
And here they come. Up into top A. They delay a little bit. Gokin able to trade onto 40, and Vice isn't looking the right way. Neil's going to get shot from the off angle, and Black Dragons, they are in total control yet again. 4 against 2.
4 members up. Gokin still holding A long, so Awesome can't really come out easily. Still loons towards that bridge area. C4 still not planted, so there's some time. But Awesome is trapped right here.
Awesome. Oh, he's not going to be able to get it done, and that's going to do it. Black